Am I, 25F, being mean/unreasonable to my coworker, 22F, asking for rides? I am not the OOP. OOP is you/Lufton Levens. Am I, 25F, being mean/unreasonable to my coworker, 22F, asking for rides? Original post October 12, 2017. Hi all. I'll make this as short as I can. A younger coworker refuses to get her driver's license and a car due to anxiety. She is sort of on my way to work, after recently moving to the area, and asked me to drive her. I agreed, thinking it would be temporary, but she has no plans to get her license anytime soon. Every day for 3 weeks, she has made me late to work, which isn't a big deal in my office but irks me nonetheless that my time doesn't appear valuable to her while I do her a favor. After telling her at least 3 times to be ready when I get there, there was no change, and then today she overslept and I was extra late to work waiting for her to come out and she never did. I left without her. I sent her a very calm text saying that I didn't feel comfortable driving her anymore and that she needs to find another ride. I also said no hard feelings. 2 hours later when she wakes up, she sends me an apology and says she understands and knows she's been unreliable. I tell her that I'm glad she understands and that again there are no hard feelings from me. 2 more hours later, she gets to work and doesn't say a word to me all day. I take that as a sign that there are indeed some hard feelings, but oh well. I go home after work, I think it's over, I took tomorrow off and I'm ready for my 3-day weekend. A few hours later, I get a long text from her saying that she is so sorry and to please give her another chance because she didn't understand that I wanted her to be waiting when I got there. The bulk of the message is about me not communicating with her and her having trouble picking up the signs. She offers to pay me, promises she'll do better. And then asks if I can at least give her a week to find another ride. Here's where my question comes in. I gave her a flat no. I typed out a very long irritated reply, then erased most of it and called my manager who told me to have her call him. I texted her that I truly felt bad that she's left in a tough spot but that the fact of the matter is that it's not my responsibility to get her to work and she needs to ask our manager for help. I guess now I just feel like a jerk, like I should have taken her word that she'd get it together, but at the same time, I feel like I was right to stand up for myself and not do things that make me anxious and uncomfortable. It's hard sometimes to find the line between standing up for yourself and being a jerk, I guess, especially because I am typically the first person to let things go on in silence. To summarize, coworker asks for rides but is always late. I tell her I can't do it anymore and she says she understands, then sends me a message saying that I never told her I had a problem with her being late and begging me to at least give her a week to find a new ride. I gave her a hard no. Am I being unfair? Relevant comments. Moongirl12, you don't owe her a ride. You were very generous and she took advantage of that and only now wants to change because she's losing her, literal, free ride. You're not being a jerk. OOP, thanks for replying. Her long message to me was all about how she should have known that when I texted her 1 minute away that meant come outside and some other similar examples of how she should have known what I meant. Makes me wonder how she can suddenly piece that together now and couldn't before. Honeygirl LZ dude. Wow. If someone is doing me the favor of giving me a ride, you can be sure as hell I'll be waiting outside for them. If I am more than 10 minutes early, I will ask them which side of the street they are coming from so I can make it easier for them to pick me up. You owe your coworker nothing. She has been abusing your generosity. OOP, haha, I love the part about asking which side of the street. That's going the extra mile. I feel exactly the same way about being ready. I think she's just been driven around her whole life by her parents so she doesn't get it. One other funny thing is that she offered in her long text to pay me but her roommate is literally an Uber driver and she only lives 2 miles from the office. Update November 1st, 2017, 3 weeks later. Hi everybody, my original post didn't get a ton of comments but it got enough that I thought I'd share an update for anyone interested in the aftermath of my rideshare drama. It was about 3 weeks ago that I told my coworker I wouldn't be driving her anymore due to her constant tardiness and her ungratefulness. I felt bad about it at first because she seemed so young and clueless rather than manipulative. After I ended it, she started asking everyone in the office for rides, including people she had never spoken to who live in the complete opposite direction of her. She did manage to get to and from work every day for the last 3 weeks, basically by bouncing from car to car every couple days because nobody would commit to a long-term agreement. For the record, I didn't tell anyone why I wasn't driving her anymore apart from my manager and a coworker who asked me what happened after she received a message asking for a ride home. Well, Monday she was finally fired due to poor performance, which we all knew was coming since she had been there almost 4 months and still hadn't been given a company cell phone, and the floodgates opened. Not only did she ask everyone for rides, she was just as thankless and demanding to the rest of the office as she was to me. The team went on a group outing last Friday and she evidently got really bratty towards the woman driving her home because she was hosting a Halloween party that night and wanted to leave. Even though I kind of feel like a sucker for agreeing to drive her in the first place, I'm glad to know in the end that I definitely made the right judgment call. TLDR, coworker proceeded to badger the rest of the office for rides every day. She was finally fired on Monday and nobody who was nice enough to give her a ride had anything nice to say about her. Final comments. I'm famous on Imager. Went back and read the update. You did the right thing. Typically with most jobs, reliable transportation is a qualification. If she isn't responsible enough to either get a DL or find a paid ride to work, then she isn't responsible enough for a job. OOP, so true. It was an issue from the beginning because the manager didn't know until after she accepted the offer that she didn't have a car/license. He gave her the benefit of the doubt when she said she was planning to do it after getting a job, but I know he was just as frustrated by the last few weeks as I and apparently many others in the office were. If her performance had been crazy stellar, it wouldn't have been so extra frustrating for him though. Earl Greyhair, I read your previous post. She blamed you for not communicating that you wanted to be on time for work. The nerve of some people. Hopefully this will be a massive learning experience for her. But I wouldn't hold my breath. OOP, it was wild. My mouth dropped open when I got her enormously long text claiming that I said it was no big deal and never said she needed to be ready when I got there, laughing out loud. I sincerely hope she grows from this. I did/said/thought some stupid stuff when I was 22, so I have faith that it's not too late for her to get it together. Was OOP ever offered gas money? She offered money after I told her I wouldn't drive her anymore, and I basically told her it wasn't about money, it was about respect. From what coworkers told me, she did offer money to some of the people she asked after me. This is a repost sub. I am not the OOP. Do not contact the OOPs or comment on linked posts. Remember Rule 7.